nobody expected this, DA Willis said Trump co-defendant should shut his mouth during court hearing. The end result of this was shocking.
Some news out of a key hearing in Donald Trump's ongoing Georgia RICO case, which, as you know, has many defendants. DA Willis appeared in person. We could tell you this is the first time she has done so since that original indictment of Donald Trump and his RICO co-defendants was filed all the way back in August. Lots happened since then, huh? Well, Willis argues that one of the Trump co-defendants, this individual, Harrison Floyd, should actually have his bail revoked, should be held in jail before trial because of online posts that she and her office alleges amount to illegal witness tampering and intimidation.
Look at the evidence. He violated this court order, and there are real consequences for allowing defendants to intimidate witnesses. Your Honor, we're asking that his bond be revoked and he be remanded today.
Remanded today? His lawyer for go to jail right now. That is a big ask. Judges weigh these kind of things on a case-by-case basis. But Willis says Floyd basically already targeted one of the victims who's already, allegedly, according to the indictment, been through so much at the hands of Donald Trump and his hench people.
Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis turned head during a court hearing on Tuesday when she offered some harsh legal advice to a co-defendant. In former Trump case, Willis was in court to request that Superior Court Judge Scott sanction the former director of Black Voices for Trump, Harrison. When I take a look at what happened here, it clearly tells you one thing. She thought she could turn this around to put this guy in prison, but she was shocked at the end. So on this clip, we are going to take an exclusive look into what happened exactly. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share out this video?
Covered her story back in the January 6th committee hearings. She's named in the indictment. And the DA discussing how Freeman's lawyer was discussing what Floyd posted about her.
The level of threats since all of this began for Ruby and Shay have been quite high.
And in fact, as a result of these comments made by Mr. Floyd in relationship to this matter, did you call what you referred to me as a spike?
Yes, I believe this is the report that tied a particular spike in that online activity to the tweets from Mr. Floyd.
This may all be familiar when you think about the top RICO defendant in this case, Donald Trump himself, who has also done things with his power and reach that has caused these spikes, this menacing, this intimidation. Now, Floyd's defense lawyer, though, gets to make an argument as well, that basically this was free speech, that the posts were posts, that they weren't designed to physically actually intimidate. Now, that issue is highlighted because both sides then questioned a Georgia official who had been insulted by Floyd online.
Do you enjoy being called a piece of fecal matter?
No, ma'am.
These posts aren't threatening to you. They may not be nice, but they're not threatening and intimidating to you, are they?
It's par for the course when you're in a public figure.
That was a key moment right there. In fact, you may remember that official who spoke out against the efforts to overthrow Georgia's results, to lie about them, spoke out about Donald Trump, but they're under oath said that this was more par for the course, more routine, whether you like it or not, rather than an extreme, physically violent, menacing type of thing. Floyd's lawyers also said, well, he's doing what Trump did. A review of Trump's social media posts make the decision to go after Floyd hard to justify. And I got to say, on behalf of those RICO defense lawyers, fair point. Because Donald Trump has done a lot of this, and that's why many people are watching this so closely, because what you do to one co-defendant could happen to another. And at the end of the day, the judge did not throw this person back in jail before trial, did not revoke bail as the DA requested, but ordered bond conditions modified so there would not be misuse of social media by that defendant in the future. If you're counting, that would be a kind of good news for the type of people who are trying to get up to the line in what they...
When you take a look at this, sometimes I'm even speechless. During the proceeding, however, Willis said that Floyd, who she accused of intimidating witnesses via social media posts, should shut his mouth about the case because she could and will use his word against him if his case goes to trial. Newsweek reported It is unfair to those witnesses, Willis said in court on Tuesday, and there are real consequences for allowing defendants to intimidate witnesses. MMBC legal analyst Lesa reported that Willie also noted, I have stated on the record he can say whatever he like on any post he like about me. I have no value for what he says and I'm threatened every day anyway so that he posts and I get threatened some more and that I will be what it is. So you can see exactly how they were trying to twist things up. Now going into Jack Smith, this was sent out by Laura Luman on Twitter. Thanksgiving Day harassment from Jack Smith office. The letter was sent from Jack Smith office on Thanksgiving to the DC Appellate Court challenging President Trump's appeal of his gag order. The letter falsely accuses Trump of being responsible for alleged threats made on social media against a New York judge and their clerk. Okay, now you can take a look at this. It is insane. Sometimes when I look at what is going on with Jack Smith, especially on some podcasts, I'm watching him, what he says, very crazy. It is insane. MMBC actually did a segment pertaining to this. A panel of Washington, D.C. Federal Appeal Court judge was highly skeptical of argument Monday by a lawyer for Donald Trump that the former president is being unconstitutionally silenced by a gag order in his criminal election interference case, but the judges also expressed concerns about the scope of the gag order and questioned a federal prosecutor about where to draw the lines around Trump's speech. Okay, and now you can take a look at this. He had to just form up something, to still question this gag order. The hearing in the U.S. Court of Appeal is the latest clash over the Republicans' Billy Cole's statement about his many criminal and civil cases. Trump prosecutor and judges in those cases have warned that his attack on social media, at campaign rallies, and outside courtroom could threaten the safety of those involved and the proceedings themselves. Trump was slapped with the gag order last month by U.S. District Judge Tanya, who said his statement targeting people involved in the case posed sufficient grave threat to the integrity of those proceedings. Chutkan gag order barred Trump from making public statement targeting his persecutor. I was watching him on, I think, one YouTube channel where they had an interview. He made it clear that Trump will face jail. When I look at it, I was like, how can somebody just be saying things like this openly, like he knows the end result of what is going on? It is insane. This woman, like we saw, is doing the same thing. You release somebody on bail, then after weeks, you decide to change your mind. You go to court to reverse what was already made. I don't know. Is it right?